Alright guys, it's Justin again with a new work in progress. This time it's going to be the 1:72 scale high-end master model Command Wolf. I've taken one of the legs. I'm going to paint this really slow. I'm going to take my time detailing all this because of the way that the kit's constructed. It's not as, I'd say, forgiving or as maybe user-friendly as a Bandai kit. So it's going to require a lot of masking. It's going to require a lot of different things. So I've taken the leg completely apart, and this is the first joint, and it's one of the innermost joints. I believe this is up, or it's kind of what I would call the shoulder maybe. So this is taken apart. I've put glue on it, and I'm ready to sand it down and get rid of this seam line down the middle. Once I do that, I will prime it and make sure there are no imperfections on it. And then I will start applying metallic paints to it. I'm going to be using a lot of metallics on the frame for this kit. I'm thinking at least 3, maybe 4, depending on how well I think I can get away with it. I'm going to stick with, I think, a more silvery, dark metallic look for the frame for this, and I'm going to use a couple of golds in certain spots. I mean, obviously I'm going to use gold on the claw here, and probably a little bit on this piston. I have to strip this paint off. But I don't think I'm going to be using any like clear reds or greens or anything like that. I might use a little bit. We'll see what happens. But I'm not going to use a whole lot of gold. Maybe on, like, there's these like vent looking things. I might use them on there. Maybe on these little dots, or these little panels here. I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities to try different things and see what I can get away with and what I can do and what looks good. Originally, I was going to use in the instruction manual and the decal guide. There are, or not the decal guide. I don't think there's any decals for this. The color guide. There are some like the colors. The inner frame is drawn and painted and stuff like that, and it's done with color separation. So I was thinking about using that originally, but I actually think I'm just going to kind of do my own thing and try to do it on my own, basically. So there's lots and lots and lots to do here. This is going to be like I believe I'm going to do like a gold with maybe silver in the middle and on the edges, or I might do gold with some chrome red. I don't know. We'll see. The white armor bits are going to be white. I'm actually going to make them whiter than this. I don't like the tan as much. It's a very subtle tan. I mean, you can tell that it's not white, but I want it to be a pure white. And I'm going to use a darker orange for like these caps here, and I'm also going to use that same orange to do some camo patterns and stuff on the armor bits. So I'm going to mask some of that off, and after I do that, I will be panel washing. No more markers for me. That only ends in heartbreak. So, excuse me. So metallics, gloss coat, panel wash, and then camo, panel wash. I might stick some generic warning markers and stuff on this just so I have, you know, it has some markings on it, because I don't believe this came with any stickers or any decals or anything like that, and even if it did, I don't think I would want to use stickers on a kit that I'm going to paint like this. So I guess I'll cut here, and because the painting process is going to be weird, I'm not sure if I'm going to show a whole lot of painting or if I'm going to do a lot more bench talk. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do a little bit of both. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, I'll cut here and we'll come back to something. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, I'm back with the first section that I painted, I've removed the seam line down the middle, and I'm getting ready to paint this I think I'm going to do the main color for the frame duraluminum, and then I will start masking stuff off and then layering different colors on top of that. So we'll see where this gets me. But I did prep some stuff for stripping this gold paint, and I have never done this before, so I'm going to do this on camera so you guys can see how this works. It's going to be kind of like a mini tutorial, because I'm sure that if I go into talking about stripping paint off pieces, people are going to have questions, so it's easier to just post it as I do it, and you guys can see if this works or not, and how well it works, and all that good stuff. So, pretty universally, I hear a lot, people make paint mistakes, people want to strip paint that's already on pieces. You want to get a mold release agent off. There's a million different reasons that people use this stuff. But almost universally you hear people say, get Purple Power. So I got a plastic Tupperware container from Walmart. I'm pretty sure that any plastic resealable container will do. And I think that this will last for a while, so I don't have to empty this out now that I've just put these pieces in. But what I'm going to do is I've actually diluted this a little bit. I got a gallon, I think it was a gallon, maybe it was 2 gallons or something, of Purple Power. It was one of the bigger sizes that they had at the automotive store. I mixed it 50-50 with water, so like the first fill line here was filled with water, and I filled it up to the second line with Purple Power, so it's about a 50-50 ratio, because you don't need to use just full Purple Power to do this. From what I hear. Plus, it kind of stretches how long this stuff lasts. So what you're going to do is just go ahead and take your metallic pieces or your painted pieces or whatever, and just go ahead and stick them in there and let them soak. And I've heard lots of different time periods for this. I've heard anywhere from I'd say 15 to 20 minutes to an entire day. So I'm going to try it 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to let these sit. I'm going to go paint the dark aluminum or the duraluminum. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with yet on this piece. And then when I come back, which will be in a few minutes, I guess we'll pick these out and see if I can brush the paint off with a toothbrush or something. So give me 1 minute and I will cut, and we can see how this worked or how well it didn't work. So I'll be right back. Alright, I've gone ahead and painted this, let it dry a few minutes. It's touch dry, it hasn't cured or anything like that, but if you zoom in you can see some of the nice detail on this thing. You see a little bit of the seam line around some of those pegs, but those are going to get covered up, so it's not a big deal. So seam removal worked much better than I thought it would. I thought I was going to have to go over this a couple more times. The primer did a really good job of filling any excuse me, of filling any small gaps, and the metallic went on really nice. And you can see that I've got quite a bit of work cut out for me here. So my next layer, I believe I'm going to go in with a darker metallic, and I'm going to basically mask off all these bottom sections here. So this big area down here, and then this section right here, and then where this comes up, mask down there, mask this thing, just mask it all off. And then I'm going to paint steel over top of that. That way it's got a nice dark metallic over it, very nice high contrast. Then I'm going to go in after that and mask all these little vent things and paint them gold. And these dots are going to be gold as well. And then I think I'm going to mask over top of that, and any last final details that I want to be prominent will be painted in duraluminum. So that will be the final layer. This is dark aluminum. It's very, oddly enough, bright. I guess it's just a darker shade of the aluminum color. It's one of my favorite metallics. This and the burnt iron I really like a lot, because it's got kind of like a brown, like a brownish bronze to it. It's really nice. So that's that. So let's put this aside and zoom out. Now that I've given this some time to soak, and I've got my toothbrush here. Let's go ahead and bring this back over here. Got a little glove on, and I'm going to just pull a little square of toilet paper, just in case there's any like crazy splash or anything like that. I don't want my work area to be too, I guess, bad off. So this has been a few minutes. It hasn't been crazy long. Just enough to soak the parts in. And I take my toothbrush and just go over it lightly. And it probably hasn't had enough time to soak, so it's probably going to need more than like 10 minutes. Yeah. Or maybe I'm just an idiot and the Kotobukiya gold is actually, I highly doubt. Yeah, there's no way that's the actual color that it's molded in. Yep, it looks like I'm going to have to soak this a little longer. So, that or I'm going to need a harder bristled toothbrush. Because this one is a soft. Yeah, I haven't even scratched this. So, go ahead and stick these back in there, and maybe I'll come back to this in a couple hours. Like maybe after I wake up, I'll go ahead and try to do this again. But it's interesting to experiment and see what doesn't work. So you're gonna need a little more than 10 minutes with this, with the Kotobukiya stuff, but maybe with like a painted piece that I did myself, or I guess I could use this as an example because I'm actually going to strip this and repaint it. So we'll take good old liquid here, and we'll probably just dip him in here for a few minutes, and I bet most of this will come right off. Yeah. So that comes right off. Acrylics do. So I mean, who knows how long this paint's been on this piece anyway. It's probably been a good you know, couple of years, because this is definitely an older kit. So yeah, I mean, if you're using like Tamiya acrylics, I mean, this piece has been painted for quite a while. I can't remember when I did this. It was shortly after I got the Rex, actually. So I had actually built one of the legs, and I took and painted liquid before I even started building the rest of it. And if any of you remember how long it's been since I've worked on the Rex, well, I mean, I've finished it, but if any of you remember how long it took me to actually start building it after I built that first leg, you'll know that it stayed one piece for a really long time. So I painted this guy pretty shortly after I started building, and he's been sitting painted ever since. And just like that, he is back to bare plastic colors. So water-based paint, no problem. But since I don't know what kind of paint this is, and I don't know how long it's been sat to cure and all that stuff, there's a lot of little factors that go in there, I'm sure. That will probably take a little longer to get off. So I'm going to let it sit while I sleep, and then I will come back and I'll try it again. Whether or not I do it on camera will be another thing, but we'll see. So The plans now are to mask this and prep it for the next layer of paint, which I'm not sure if I'm going to do now or if I'm going to wait. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to cut, and then we'll come back and something will be done. Not sure yet. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to work as far as video is concerned with this kit. So bear with me for this video, and then hopefully by the next one I'll have some sort of battle plan, if you will, figured out, and things will be a little more organized. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, I have gone ahead and masked and painted all this, and here is the results of all my painting. I've done a little bit of hand painting here, just the little dots and stuff like that around the kit. The masking came out pretty nicely. There were very few like masking slip-ups, so very pleased with that. Came out a lot better than I expected. I still need to like hand paint this little section right here, and I need to gloss and wash this, but for the most part this piece is complete. So now what I'll be doing is I will be masking off a majority of the piece, and I will be putting this piece on top, and I'll be gluing and removing the seam line here, and then after everything's masked off or whatever, I remove this seam line, and then I paint this piece, and then I'll basically do the same process with this piece while it's attached to this, and when I remove all the masking from that, this will have the same kind of color separation and stuff as this piece here. And I might even be able to get away with doing this piece as well. That way I can just kind of kill two birds with one stone. I just have to make sure that I glue everything, or I get everything on properly prior to paint, or well, prior to glue, because when I was putting this guy together initially, I put both of these legs on backwards both times, so I just need to make sure that I get them on right before I go ahead and start painting them. But so far so good. Everything looks pretty good to me. I'm happy with it anyway. So hopefully I can continue this process and they will yield the results that I'm looking for. But I'm going to take a look at the manual and make sure that I get everything how it is, or how I want it, and then I will take a couple of comparison pictures and stuff like that for, I guess, my blog or whatever, and you guys can see what the difference is between them. But that's that. So it's been a couple hours, not very many because I don't sleep apparently. So we're gonna go ahead and try this again, and hopefully this works better this time than it did last time, because if anybody remembers, which it shouldn't be too hard to remember, but none of this came off. So let's go ahead and try this again. And I'm really popular this morning apparently. Oops. And this Kotobukiya paint is tough. I cannot get any of it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry these pieces, and I'm just going to go ahead and sand it off. And we'll call it a day. So I guess mission failed there, but worse things have happened, I suppose. At least we know, or at least I think we know, that that doesn't really work with these Kotobukiya plastic parts or whatever. I guess they're done in such a way that the paint bonds pretty well with the plastic, I guess. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and sand these off, and maybe when I come back we'll have like a mask piece and some seam removal done and stuff like that. We can get into the next part of this. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, and after a little bit of painting, this is what the original piece looked like, fully armored up. It's molded in kind of like a blue-gray. There's some gold pieces, some brown pieces, a couple orange caps, and the armor is white. I have gone ahead and done the entire frame in a multi-tone metallic color. I used dark aluminum as a base, and then I went over most of the raised areas with steel, and then my accents are done in pale gold. This isn't quite done yet. I still have to mask and paint this little section right here. That got messed up. There's another section. What is it? There's a couple just kind of sloppy sections I need to go over, and then I need to paint this little bit right here. That's it. So if I can get that, right there, I'll be good to go. So that's where I'm at. I think I'm gonna end this video here. This will be the first work in progress for the Command Wolf. Really happy with the way this is coming along so far. It's been a little bit of a headache as far as masking is concerned, but the result is well worth the headache. I'm really happy with this. In fact, I'm confident that this is probably one of the best pieces that I've put together so far, and this has been annoying. So I've still got 3 more to go. This one's going to be identical because it's the same part, but the front legs, so the 4 legs, are slightly different. So they're still going to be done in the same color scheme. It's just where there's different parts in different areas, it's going to look a little bit different. So like I said, I'm going to end this here, and this will be work in progress 1. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.